Good morning, Downtown Church. Thank you for joining us today. Lord, empty me of me so I can be filled with you. This was our prayer yesterday. Today we're praying about the work that God has created you to do. For some, work means growing in the career path that God has designed for them. For others, it may mean the job of just showing up Monday through Friday that pays the bills. Some have been called to the work of raising children or caring for parents. Others, maybe caring for those with special needs. Some have been called to use the hours that God has given them serving as a volunteer or being an amazing neighbor. If you don't like the stuff that fills your days, you are probably ready to surrender your work to God. But if you adore what you get to do every day, you might be a little more hesitant to submit it to God. After all, what if He tells you that the career you think you love is not the one He wants you to have? What if He asks you to quit your job without having another one lined up? That's scary. And what if God wants you to wait before having another child for reasons that aren't at all clear to you? What if God is calling you to serve in the church in a role that makes you feel a little uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone? And what if God gets totally crazy and He asks your family to move on to the mission field of another country, or maybe another part of this country? What if He knows that there's places to see and experiences to be had at another location? What if there's people that He wants you to meet in this city, in places around this city that you've never evangelized to, but you're limited in your thinking to contemplate the unknown? Now, I know you may feel a little bit terrified right now, but hear me loud and clear on this important point. You can trust God. A.W. Tozer said this: "The reason why many are still troubled, still seeking, still making little forward progress is because they haven't yet come to the end of themselves. We're still trying to give orders and interfering with God's work within us." Another pastor, Louis Giglio, said this quote: "God's plan for your life far exceed the circumstances of your day." That's heavy. You see, yielding to God in prayer requires us to surrender and submit to Him. But for many of you who grew up in an unhealthy family unit or an unhealthy faith community, these words may have meant manipulation, power, and sometimes abuse. It can be hard to understand what it means to surrender and submit to God and why it's necessary to yield to God. Today, I want you to think about the areas in your life where you need to surrender to God and submit to His ways. It can be scary, but it's the only way to move forward with God into the life that He has for you.